So in this video guys, we'll be analyzing the Gbpjpy. This is my analysis on the Gbpjpy. So I'm on my chart. This is trading view. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to remove all these drawings and I'll start afresh, starting with the daily time frame. So I'll be going to the daily time frame to see what we have on the daily time frame. So this is what we have on the daily time frame. You can see this is what the market is actively doing. So what are we coming to do on the daily time frame? We are coming to determine the trend from the daily time frame. So once we know the trend on the daily time frame, we'll now know what to do next. So I'll go on the line chart. I'll use the line to determine the trend on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, you can see this is the trend of the market. This is what it is right here on the daily time frame. You can see that we are bearish on the daily time frame. This is the previous break of structure on the daily time frame. So I'll do well to label it also. So this is the change of the character on the daily time frame. So I'll write it daily change of character. So this is the daily change of character to say. This is the daily change of character, and I'll get it locked here. So daily change of character, the 4-hour break of structure. So the market is coming to tap in on the 4-hour break of structure here. So on the daily we are what? We are bearish on the daily. The 4-hour we are bullish on the 4-hour. So if the daily is telling me that I am the market is bearish and the weekly is telling me it's bullish, so all I'm going to do right now, I'm going to follow the trend of the daily time frame. So the daily time frame is telling me here right now that this market is bearish, so I can see the change of character on the daily time frame. So all I want to do now is determine where to sell. So I'll bring out my daily break of structure. I'll bring out my point of interest right now, so where I can sell the market. So that's where I'm going to check now. This 4-hour that is retracing now is kind of like a counter trend, and we have not retested on the daily change of character. So usually the market retests on the daily, 4-hour and the weekly change of character. So let's see if this will work out, if it retests on the daily change of character. So I'll check in for my point of interest right now and see what's going to happen. So I'll go on the 4-hour to check in for my point of interest, and my point of interest will be an area where we'll have series of rejection, you know, where I have series of rejection and a kind of like more rejection on a particular zone. That's where I'll use as my point of interest. So the point of interest now will be giving me a sell. I'll be selling from the point of interest. So this is the 4-hour, and I'll be getting my point of interest from the 4-hour time frame. So I'll be considering any of these zones that we have multiple of retests. So I'll take the rectangle line. So the rectangle line will help me to determine where we had several touches. So this particular zone, you can see the rectangle line I dropped. We have several touches on that zone. So I'll also draw this there. So we can see that we have several touches on that zone. If we should list it out right now, we have several touches on that particular zone. We can see this is a zone. We have a zone here. We have a touch on that zone. So there's a lot of touch on that zone. If we should count, there's a lot of touch on that particular zone. So we can also see there's a zone here. There's a touch here before the price of the market, the price of the Gbpjpy went back to the downside. So also here, tapping here, went back to the downside. So when also here went back to the, so there's a lot of retest zone. So that's a kind of a resistance zone right now. I'm using there also as a resistance point now right now in this market. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sell from that zone, and I'm going to take my rectangle to, and that zone also is kind of like in confluence with the daily change of character. So the daily change of character is where we are looking forward to the market to tap back in before it continue selling. So before the market continues selling, before the market continues selling, I'll be waiting for it to tap in this zone, this particular zone. If this market should retest on this 4-hour break of structure, we might see a pullback back to the top. So this is what we might see. I'll be buying from here, so I might trade this counter trend. So after this change of character, I'll wait for the price to also tap on this zone. So whatever we might see from here right now, from this zone, so coming back to this zone, then we'll sell from this zone before we continue to the downside. On long from anywhere close to this 4-hour break to this zone, to this space, then after that, before we can sell from that zone. So I'll be expecting this to happen. So the main trend on here is bearish. We are bearish on the Gbpjpy. We are bearish on the Gbpjpy. We can see that we are bearish on the Gbpjpy. But before that should happen, before any move should happen, we can trade on this. I'm going to trade on this. So to this retest point, I'll trade it back to this retest point. Then after trading it back to this retest point, maybe from that point now, we might decide to, sell. But all I want to do now is to buy. So this is my bias on. This is what I'm expecting on the Gbpjpy. I'm expecting a buy from this particular zone right now to the daily change of character. Then after that, which we will see on the daily change of character, we might now decide to sell from the daily change of character. And let's watch out how it goes. This is my thought process and this is my belief on what I'm seeing on the market. So I would like to play along with this and see what's going on. So guys, this is all for this video. I love you guys. See you in my next video. Peace.